Hi, what's up my beautiful people? I'm back with video number 2 for today. Oh my gosh, so I decided to come and do a second video just because I got something in my news feed about 2 days ago, and it's just been something that's just been irking me and been getting underneath my skin for the past couple of days that I was just like, I have to say something about it. I just have to get it off my chest. I have to speak up about it. It's been bothering me since I read it about 2 days ago. Or was it yesterday, I think? Well, anyways, it's just been in my brain, in my mind, on my heart, and I was just like, I have to say something just to kind of express how I feel. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys what the story is, and then after I read to you guys the story, I'm gonna give you guys my 2 cents about it, and then we can go from there. You guys may notice I'm not wearing my glasses because in my last 2 videos, me wearing my glasses, they've been falling off, giving me all sorts of problem, all sorts of trouble. So hopefully I can make it through this video without squinting or my eyes watering or me getting a headache or all that crazy stuff that happens while me wearing my glasses. But anyways, I'm going to get started with the video, and yeah, we can go from there. So the video I got in my newsfeed, and you guys may have gotten this too, but it says, after released in Era, man convicted of armed robbery in prison for life. It says, a man broke his silence from behind bars, speaking out about spending the rest of his life in prison. Rene Marin was 19 years old. I hope I got his name right. I probably butchered that. But anyways, Rene Marin was 19 years old when he robbed 2 video stores armed with a gun. He served 10 years and released in April 2008, but that turned out to be a mistake. He said the rifle he used in the robberies wasn't loaded and no one was hurt, but his case was aggressively prosecuted under a program called COP, a program which is no longer in use. 8 convictions led to a 98-year sentence, only he says is excessively harsh for a crime normally carried out for 4 to 16 years. Rene Marin had it all: a wife, kids, a home. It's that everyday happy white picket fence type of life, he said. It's a life he never imagined could be his as a convicted felon. What makes this that much harder is the fact that I constantly have the right here, Rene Marin says. It's a life that vanished overnight. January 7, when the judge sent him back to prison to finish a 98-year sentence. 98 years for what? You know for what, Rene said. It's a sentence his appeal lawyers told him was just for 16 years. She came to me and said, you no longer have 98 years. You are basically given 16 years, which is what we are fighting for anyways. But her information was wrong, as was the court file sent to the Department of Corrections, saying his sentence should run all at once instead of back to back. And then he says, I would have never had a wife. I would have never had children. I would have never bought a house. I would have never done any of those things. But I did those because you let me out, and now they are being punished for something they absolutely had nothing to do with. It's a punishment he says is excessive, wrong, and breaks up his family. People have raped, molested kids, taken lives, and have spent 15, 20, 25 years. And I made a mistake and tried to steal some money, and I'm giving my entire life in prison. Now there's more to this story, and I'm not going to read all of it, but the gist of the story is this guy, when he was 90 years old, decided to rob 2 video game stores and take some money. He had a rifle with him, but the rifle didn't have any bullets in it, or there was something in it from what the reports claims. He went inside there with his rifle, held the store up, took the money, left, went to a second store, took the money, left. Obviously, he didn't get very far because he was caught and convicted, and he served 10 years in jail. He was supposed to get 98 years, but something happened where he didn't get 98 years and he was released. Upon being released, he cleaned himself up, became straight-nosed, had a wife, had 2 beautiful kids, got a lovely house, got a decent job, and decided to make a name for himself. All of this is going great, all of this is going fantastic. Then out of nowhere, they pull the rug from underneath him, so to speak, take the wool from off his eyes and say, oops, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. We know you served 10 years, and we know that you've been released and you have a family, a wife, and 2 beautiful children, but we're sorry. There's been an accident, something's terribly wrong, or you have to go back to jail to finish out your 98-year sentence. okay, am I hearing this correctly? Like, that's what the story says. Like, this is bogus to me. He has to finish out his 90. What? Okay, I'm trying to wrap my brain around this, but I'm just so confused and so lost, and it's just like, how? Why? What? Like, what was the mistake? Like, this is well, his name doesn't sound African American, but from the picture, I don't think he's African American. I think he's mixed, probably. His name sounds Spanish. But it doesn't matter if he's black, white, Spanish, whatever he is. This is craziness. First of all, I have two major points to make. Number one, when you do anything, whether it's lie, steal, cheat, kill, rape, whatever it is, there's always going to be consequences for your crimes. And you never, 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 I'm pretty sure he never thought that years later it would be affecting his wife, it would be affecting his children, it will be affecting everybody around him. But that's something that a lot of times people don't think. When they're doing a crime or they're doing something wrong, they're not thinking about anybody else but themselves. If they were honestly thinking about other people, they wouldn't do half the crazy they do. Honestly, I mean, I'm pretty sure he never sat there and thought, oh, if I rob this store right now, it's going to come back to haunt me, and it's going to affect my two little boys, and it's going to affect my wife. I mean, his story is tragic. It's sad. I honestly think that he served his time 10 years. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. Nobody was raped. Nobody was, beat up. He went in there. What he did was wrong. I'm not saying what he did was right, but he served his time 10 years. Are you kidding me? But like I said, it goes back to what I just said earlier, that when you do something wrong, it always comes back to bite you in the butt. And there's always going to be other people who get hurt in the process. That's why it's so important, young people, and just anyone really, to watch who you hang out with, watch your friends, watch the activities you're getting involved with. Have a purpose, have a goal, have a dream, have something going for yourself so that situations like that don't happen. Yes, mistakes are made and people get themselves into crazy situations and bad things happen. Sometimes you just at the wrong place at the wrong time, or sometimes you find yourself needing some money, you find yourself in a jam or in a pickle. But now look at his life, and if he is convicted, and if everything does fall into place, he's going to have to serve the rest of a 98-year sentence, meaning that his kids are going to grow up without the father, his wife's going to grow up without the husband. Think about all the bills that's now going to be forced upon her. Now she's going to have be a single mom. And so what, she never remarries again? What if she decides to remarry? Now the father has to worry about some other guy taking care of his kids. Like, there's two lessons in all of this. I mean, I feel terrible because I feel like it's wrong. He served his time. 10 years to me, I feel like for armed robbery is pretty good, considering nobody died, nobody got hurt. And I can see if now he was living a life of crime. I can see now if he was still stealing and living that wild life. But for the reports say, while he was in jail, he was clean nosed, had a perfect record, didn't get in any trouble. Before those two incidents with him robbing the video game stores, he was pretty clean nosed, didn't really get into much trouble whatsoever. And now, even after being released from jail, he was clean nosed, like I said, good family, upstanding guy. So what is the deal? What's the problem? Like, seriously? They made a mistake, and they didn't really go into details about the mistake, just saying that the lawyers or someone got the dates wrong or something confused, saying that he was supposed to be released this day when he wasn't supposed. I mean, like, seriously, how do you confuse something like when a person's supposed to be released, or how many years a person's actually supposed to serve, or whatever it is the mistake was that they made, that now is sending this poor guy back to jail? Like, this is ridiculous to me. If you want to go and support this guy, his name is Rene Marin, and I'm probably butchering this. I'm gonna kind of give you a little. Can you guys see that? A little bit, so you guys can go online and look. They're having a petition where people are signing to have him released, because right now I believe he's back in jail. So there's a petition where you can sign and you can support him. I mean, I'm doing it. I feel like it's wrong. He did his time. 10 years is a really long time, and he's right. There are people out there who've lied still killed, murdered, raped, did things worse than what he did, and they've gotten off. Slap on the wrist. Slap on the wrist. And he's making efforts. He's striving to be a better person. And he still has to go back to jail. Like, something just isn't settling right with me. So hopefully this could be a lesson to all of you young people, and just people out there in general. Be sure that your actions will have consequences. You think no one's going to know? You think no one's going to find out? You think you're only hurting yourself by doing the things that you're doing? As you can see with this guy, years later, it's affecting his whole entire family. And I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want that for you to look back on your life and go, OMG, I effed this up majorly. Why? I screwed the pooch on this. Oh my god, wow. I don't want you to look back and have any regrets, to have any if, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, none of that. I don't want you to be where this guy is now in jail, having to finish out a 98-year sentence. What about his wife? What about his kids? And he made a great point. He said, why should my kids have to suffer for something that I did? And why should people have to suffer for the choices and the actions that you made when you were being careless, when you were being stupid, when you weren't thinking and using your head? So remember that. Use your head. Think. Think before you do anything. Ask yourself, are these friends leading me in the right direction? Are they leading me down the right path? Is what I'm watching, what I'm listening to, what I'm reading, is this steering me in the right path? Like, have goals for yourself. Have dreams. Have something that you want to do besides just, sitting around doing nothing. Because when you're just sitting around being idle, then that's when all of these thoughts roam into your mind. And that's when you start to think, maybe, get a go, get a plan for yourself, and go out there and be a catalyst for positivity, be a catalyst for change. And that's it. So give me your comments if you heard about this and you have an opinion. Put it in, you can, whatever. Make sure you give this a thumbs up, like, comments, and subscribe. And I'm over my 10-minute mark, so I have to get going, but I'm going to talk to you guys later. Bye, my beautiful people. Remember, peace, love, and happiness.